The Greenland Ice Sheet, a colossal expanse of ice and snow that dominates the landscape. A behemoth of ice and snow, it stands as a testament to the raw power of nature. It sprawls across the vast expanse of Greenland, stretching as far as the eye can see. This frozen desert is a spectacle of nature's grandeur, a pristine wilderness that few have witnessed firsthand. It holds within its icy grip the fate of our planet, a silent guardian of Earth's climate. The Greenland Ice Sheet is the second largest of its kind, a giant among giants. Only the Antarctic ice sheet surpasses it in size, making it a critical player in the global climate system. It covers a staggering 80% of Greenland's surface, a vast white blanket that defines the island. This makes it a crucial component of the Earth's climate system, influencing weather patterns and sea levels worldwide. The sheet's sheer size is difficult to comprehend, a frozen expanse that seems to go on forever. It stretches over 1.7 million square kilometers, an area so vast it defies imagination. That is almost 3 times the size of Texas, a comparison that helps put its enormity into perspective. Its ice, if melted, could raise global sea levels by a devastating 7 meters, a change that would reshape coastlines around the world. This immense ice sheet is not invincible, showing signs of vulnerability and stress. It is under threat from a force we have unleashed, climate change, a relentless adversary that is accelerating its decline. The rate at which the ice sheet is cracking and melting is alarming, a clear indicator of the rapid changes taking place. It is a stark warning of the environmental catastrophe that awaits us if we fail to act, a call to action that cannot be ignored. The Greenland Ice Sheet stands as a symbol of the urgent need for global cooperation and decisive action to combat climate change. By investing in renewable energy and sustainable practices, we can help protect this immense white giant and preserve our planet for future generations. The Greenland Ice Sheet, a majestic and awe-inspiring natural wonder, reminds us of the beauty and fragility of our world. Let us heed its warning and work together to ensure a sustainable future for all. The Greenland Ice Sheet is a dynamic entity, a colossal expanse of ice that plays a crucial role in our planet's climate system. It is in constant flux, with snow accumulating in its interior, building up over centuries to form a thick, icy blanket. At the same time, ice melts at its edges, flowing into the ocean and contributing to sea level rise. This delicate balance is now being disrupted by rising temperatures, a phenomenon that is accelerating at an alarming pace. The Arctic region, where Greenland is located, is warming at twice the rate of the rest of the planet, a stark reminder of the urgency of climate change. This accelerated warming is causing the ice sheet to melt at an unprecedented rate, faster than scientists had previously predicted. The consequences are dire, not just for Greenland, but for the entire world. Rising sea levels threaten coastal communities, and the loss of ice affects global weather patterns. Scientists are particularly concerned about the increasing number of crevasses appearing on the ice sheet's surface, which are growing in both number and size. These deep fissures, some stretching for miles, are a clear indication of the stress the ice sheet is under, revealing the internal fractures that threaten its stability. Crevasses form when the ice sheet moves and stretches, unable to withstand its own weight. This movement is a natural process, but it is being exacerbated by the warming climate. The warmer temperatures are making the ice thinner and weaker, making it more susceptible to cracking. As the ice becomes more fragile, the risk of large-scale ice loss increases, posing a significant threat to global sea levels. Addressing this issue requires global cooperation and immediate action. International climate agreements and efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions are crucial in slowing down the rate of warming and preserving the Greenland ice sheet. Transitioning to renewable energy sources, such as wind and solar power, can help mitigate the effects of climate change and protect our planet's vital ice reserves. Scientists continue to study the ice sheet, gathering data to better understand its dynamics and inform policy decisions. Public awareness and education about climate change are also essential in driving collective action. By working together, we can create a more sustainable future, ensuring that the Greenland ice sheet and other critical ecosystems are preserved for generations to come. Crevasses are not just unsightly scars on the ice sheet's surface. They are harbingers of a much larger problem. These fissures accelerate the melting process in several ways. Firstly, crevasses allow meltwater to penetrate deep into the ice sheet. This water, warmer than the surrounding ice, acts like a lubricant, speeding up the flow of ice towards the ocean. Secondly, the presence of crevasses increases the surface area of the ice sheet exposed to sunlight. This leads to more absorption of solar radiation, further accelerating the melting process. Lastly, crevasses can weaken the structural integrity of the ice sheet. This can lead to large chunks of ice breaking off, a process known as calving. These icebergs then melt in the ocean, contributing to sea level rise. A recent study by Durham University in the United Kingdom has revealed the alarming rate at which crevasses are forming on the Greenland ice sheet. This study has brought to light some concerning trends that have significant implications for our understanding of climate change and its impact on polar ice masses. The study, published in the journal Nature Climate Change, used satellite imagery to track the growth of crevasses over 2 decades. By meticulously analyzing these images, researchers were able to observe the changes in the ice sheet with unprecedented detail, providing a clearer picture of the ongoing transformations. The researchers found that the number of crevasses has increased by 250% in the past 2 decades. This stark increase is not just a statistic, it represents a dramatic shift in the physical structure of the ice sheet, which could have far-reaching consequences. This dramatic increase is directly linked to rising temperatures and is a clear indication of the ice sheet's vulnerability. As global temperatures continue to rise, the ice sheet's stability is increasingly compromised, leading to more frequent and severe crevasse formation. The study also found that the crevasses are getting deeper and wider. This means that not only are there more crevasses, but they are also becoming more pronounced, further destabilizing the ice sheet. This is particularly worrying because it suggests that the ice sheet is becoming increasingly unstable. The deepening and widening of crevasses indicate that the ice is fracturing more extensively, which could lead to larger sections of the ice sheet breaking off and melting. The findings of this study paint a grim picture of the future of the Greenland ice sheet. Scientists are now more concerned than ever about the potential for accelerated ice loss and the subsequent rise in sea levels. If the rate of crevasse formation continues unabated, the consequences for global sea levels will be catastrophic. Coastal communities around the world could face unprecedented flooding, and the ecological balance of marine environments could be severely disrupted. The urgency to address climate change has never been greater, as the future of the Greenland ice sheet hangs in the balance. The melting of the Greenland ice sheet is a major contributor to global sea level rise. As the ice sheet loses mass, the water flows into the ocean, raising sea levels around the world. The consequences of sea level rise are far-reaching and potentially devastating. Coastal communities are particularly vulnerable, facing the risk of inundation, erosion, and more frequent and severe flooding. Rising sea levels also threaten critical infrastructure, including ports, roads, and power plants. The economic costs of these impacts are projected to be astronomical. Furthermore, sea level rise can lead to saltwater intrusion into freshwater aquifers, threatening drinking water supplies and agricultural production. A vicious cycle of melting. The formation of crevasses and the subsequent melting of the Greenland ice sheet create a vicious cycle that further exacerbates climate change. This is because melting ice reduces the Earth's albedo, its ability to reflect sunlight back into space. As the ice melts, it exposes darker surfaces, such as the ocean or land. These darker surfaces absorb more solar radiation, leading to further warming. This, in turn, causes more ice to melt, creating a positive feedback loop that accelerates climate change. This feedback loop is a major concern for scientists because it has the potential to tip the climate system into a state of runaway warming. A glimmer of hope, the case of Cermak-Kujalleq. While the overall picture of the Greenland ice sheet is bleak, there have been some glimmers of hope. One such glimmer comes from the Cermak-Kujalleq Glacier, one of the largest glaciers draining the ice sheet. In the early 2000s, Cermak-Kujalleq was retreating at an alarming rate, losing mass at a rate of about 40 meters per year. However, in recent years this retreat has slowed significantly. Scientists believe that this slowdown is due to a combination of factors, including cooler ocean temperatures and changes in wind patterns. This suggests that the behavior of the ice sheet is complex and can be influenced by a variety of factors. However, it is important to note that this slowdown is likely temporary. The underlying factors driving climate change, such as greenhouse gas emissions, have not been addressed. The urgency of now, a call to action. The cracking and melting of the Greenland ice sheet is a stark reminder of the urgency of climate change. We are at a critical juncture in human history, and the choices we make today will determine the fate of our planet. We must act now to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and mitigate the impacts of climate change. This requires a global effort, with all countries working together to transition to a low-carbon economy. We need to invest in renewable energy sources, improve energy efficiency, and promote sustainable transportation. We also need to protect our forests, which play a vital role in absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Our collective responsibility. The future of the Greenland ice sheet, and indeed the planet, is in our hands. We have a collective responsibility to act now and protect our planet for future generations. Climate change is a complex and challenging issue, but it is not insurmountable. By working together, we can create a sustainable future for all. Let us not be remembered as the generation that stood by and watched as the ice sheets melted and the seas rose. Let us be remembered as the generation that took